Hi, and welcome back. As always, I'm excited to share a new coach with you when it comes to our facility. Today we're going to talk about our Renegade Classic that we've designed, and this coach has the extreme weather package, and what that means in the insulation package, we've had Renegade install what's called ceramic temp code, and when we do that, it brings the R value of the coach up to an R29 value. You know, people say you can heat it with a match and cool it with an ice cube. We think it's a really nice feature. This coach is a little bit different in the fact that we've installed it on a Freightliner M2 112 chassis with the Detroit DD13 engine at 470 horse, and we installed an Allison automatic. This is an extremely competent coach, and we'll talk more about the engine as we come around back to it. For now, we're going to go around the exterior of the coach, and this coach is equipped with the West Coast heated powered mirrors, has a CB antenna and a CB inside. We had Renegade put their fiberglass step covers on it. This coach has a 120-gallon fuel tank, a single fuel tank on the driver's side, so it makes fueling it real easy. Here, we're going to go ahead and run the slides out so you can see what it looks like with the slides out. Now, keep in mind, if you want, we can install a graphics package on this coach for you, or we could even have our paint shop paint it for you if you want it painted. You know, with most of our coaches, we're big fans of the 8D batteries. Even though they're quite a bit more money, we think it's a great way to go. With the two big 8D batteries here in the battery box, you can run your television in the bedroom all night long without using the generator. You can get up and cook some popcorn or make a pot of coffee without having to start the generator. We just think it's a great addition, and we've also complemented that with some roof-mounted solar panels on it. So we want to make sure there's plenty of power on board this coach, so when it's quiet time in the evenings in RV parks or at the racetrack, you don't have to run your generator. Now, as we move back, you'll see the septic tanks here in these two compartments, but notice the blue hose is what's called a macerator septic system, and instead of using the 3-inch black hose that normally would come out the bottom of your coach, we've started installing the macerator system, and that blue hose there is about 1.25 inches in diameter, and it's 25 feet long. So what it does is it takes the waste product and grinds it up and emulsifies it and actually pumps it out that hose. It really makes dumping your septic system a lot more easier on you. It's a lot cleaner. But the big driver why we do this is we don't have any penetrations in the storage compartment. So this compartment we've had coated with ceramic temp coat. There's no holes in the bottom of it to bring the hose out of, and that way we can keep this thing warmer in the middle of the winter. The other reason we go with the macerator is that, you know, if you're at a racetrack or some private area where you're unable to dump, you can pump this stuff actually uphill. So if the honeypot truck comes by, it's very easy to unload the sewage off of your coach. If you need any more information on the macerator, just give us a call and we'll walk you through all the features and benefits of it. Now we've moved back into the water management bay, and this is something we're pretty proud of. We started having Renegade install these on all of the classics that we've designed here at IWS, and the first thing you'll notice we've highlighted is the spray away area, and really all that is a coiled up hose inside of there with an adjustable nozzle on it that gives you a little bit of a high pressure water on it, cold water, so you can wash out a cooler or spray off a kid or wash a dog down. It's just kind of a nice little feature. The next lever you're going to see is the black tank dump valve and then the gray tank dump valves. So they're very easy to access. It's all in one area. Another thing is all these legends are laser cut, so a decal isn't going to wear off later on down the road. You can see there is the flow jet macerator switch, the city tank fill, the cable TV hookup right there. This is the freshwater inlet. This is where you would fill your storage tanks from. And then there's a low point drain. Also, it's a pressurized water spigot. You can hook a garden hose on it. This coach, we added an exterior water pump switch on it, so you can turn the water pump switch on from outside the coach. And then we have the low point drain, which is part of the rapid winterization system. On this coach, we've upgraded the generator to the 12.5 Cummins Onan diesel generator. By doing that, if you're running all of your appliances, you should have approximately 30 amps available to run. You know, if you have a race trailer, you'll be able to run power in it, or if you want to power up a second RV. But by going to the 12.5, we've really significantly increased any power requirements you may ever want. It's going to be there. Most of the time, we put an 8 kW generator in this size of coach and have absolutely no troubles at all. So it's pretty obvious now that we've upgraded to a 12.5, you're never going to run out of power. Here's a shot of the remote propane fill, and what we've done is when we had this coach built to keep storage space in the compartments, we had Renegade mount the propane tank up underneath the frame rails, and this is where you would fill that propane tank from, and there's the bleeder screw, and then the emergency shutoff switch if you want to shut the propane off, which you need to do every time you fill the coach up with propane. You need to shut the propane off, and it's real easy. You just do it right there at that switch. Now as we moved into the rearmost storage compartment on the driver's side, this is where the electrical panel's housed and the power cord reel. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but we really feel that by adding this power cord reel, it just makes moving a lot easier for you. Instead of out there trying to roll up a real stiff 50 amp cord, you just push the button and the cord winds right in. Also notice there's a 30 amp RV plug at the back of the coach. If you have a stacker trailer or a race trailer, or if you just have somebody beside you want to plug in, you can access this outlet up through the bottom of the coach, and you'll have plenty of auxiliary power available on this coach. Now we're going to move around to the rear of the coach and talk about it a little bit. This coach we've equipped with a rear view camera, and you can see that here in the video, and this shines down on your trailer or use it as a backup camera. But we've also installed side bullet cameras on the front fenders on the left driver and passenger side of the coach. So when you turn your turn signals on, you're going to get a view on your flat screen that shows you what's on the left or right of you. Also notice we put our security lights on this coach, and they're a LED scene light. They're extremely bright. We've equipped this coach with 5 of them, or actually 6 of them on this coach, and they're switched from inside the coach. So they serve many purposes. Number one, when you're out camping, if you want to have perimeter lighting on the coach, you can turn the driver's side on, the passenger side, or the rear part of the coach. If you're hooking up a trailer at night, you can just turn on the rear. But we also view them as a real nice security and a safety feature. You know, if you're camped in the middle of nowhere and you hear a bump in the night, you can flip the switch on and you're going to light up probably a 30-yard perimeter entirely around this coach. These lights are just amazing. They're pretty expensive, but we think, you know, when it comes to safety and security, that it's money well spent. You can see we've installed a heavy-duty ladder on this coach. You know, if you're 250, 350 pounds, you're going to be able to go right up on the roof on this ladder. There's nothing cheesy about this coach. You can see here we've equipped this coach with a 20,000-pound receiver hitch, and it's fully adjustable. It has a 2,000-pound tongue rating. Also note that on the right, there's glad hands. If your trailer that you're pulling has air brakes on it, we've already equipped this coach with trailer towing brakes in either air, or we've also installed a digital electronic trailer brake controller. And then the connector on the lower left is if you want to add an auxiliary rear view camera to your trailer. It would be connected right there. Now we're going to move around to the passenger side, or the curb side as the RV industry calls it. And the first thing we're going to do here is run the powered awning out so you can see that. Also notice we mounted the scene lights underneath the awning. We also installed a light right over the top of the door so you could have a lot more subtle lighting for an evening light. I want to point out this awning has motion control in it, so if the wind gets to whipping it around, it'll automatically retract. Now we're going to move through the storage compartments of this coach, and pretty much all of the compartments on the curb side or passenger side of the coach is all available for storage. On this coach, we went ahead and prepped it for a refrigerator freezer package. So there's a 110 outlet in this box and a 12-volt outlet. And just in case you want us to add a refrigerator freezer down in this compartment, that's where we would do it. It's all pre-wired for it. As you can see, there's lots and lots of storage space on the curb side of this coach. In this compartment is where the inverter's housed and the solar panel controller. We mounted 2 big panels up on the roof, and here's where you can monitor the incoming voltage off of them. Here we're going to look at the entrance door of this coach, and as I mentioned earlier, it has a nice porch light on it, has a lighted grab handle, and then keyless entry on it, so you can choose to open this thing via remote control or with the keypad entry system. Now as we make our way around towards the front of the coach, you can see we've installed tinted windows, and I do want to point out these are thermal pane windows. As you can see, here's a shot of the passenger side step. Getting in and out of this coach is very easy. Renegade's done a good job of placing the steps in just the right spot. Now we're going to really get down to the power end of this unit. It's so hard to explain all of this in just a short amount of time on a video, but this engine is equipped with a Detroit DD13 engine. So it's a 12.8 liter engine, and it puts out 470 horsepower and 1,650 foot-pounds of torque. To help put this engine into perspective for you, this engine has 470 horsepower and makes over 1,650 foot-pounds of torque. So when you see an over-the-road truck going up and down the road pulling a semi-trailer, most of them are grossing 80,000 pounds. This is a very typical engine that you would see in them. So this is an extremely competent power plant. It has a B50 life rating of around 600,000 miles. So that standard says that more than 50% of these engines have lasted over 600,000 miles without any major engine repair. I think the biggest disservice you could do to this motorhome is to not get out and put some miles on it. You know, it would be not uncommon for this engine to go over 1 million miles without any major engine repair. One of the reasons that we chose the DD13, and incidentally it's the exact same engine that I put in my personal coach, is the fuel mileage on it's incredible, and there is oil change intervals up to 25,000 miles on this engine. You know, so it's designed to get in and go mile after mile, uphill, downhill. You are not going to be regretting the power if you chose this engine for this particular coach. You know, if you figure most tractor trailers are weighing 80,000 pounds and you're only grossing 30,000 pounds weight, you just got an incredible power plant underneath you. And it doesn't stop there with the engine. You know, we didn't just put a big engine in this. We put a big front axle in it. We put a larger rear end in it. We put larger air suspension under it. This coach right here has a gross combined weight rating of over 70,000 pounds. So if you were to put this chassis with your trailer on a scale, Freightliner says it's designed to tow between 70 and 80,000 pounds gross combined weight. It's just phenomenal the amount of chassis you have. You know, with most Class A motorhomes, you're overloaded when you're empty. And with this coach, you have thousands and thousands of pounds of capacity left to add on it. You know, weight's just not an issue when you design a coach properly. I know I'm ranting and raving about it, but I just feel so strongly that a lot of the people out in the industry are uninformed about what these engines are. You know, a lot of people are seeing a 6.7 liter Dodge engine or Cummins engine rated at 450 horsepower, and it's not even in the same category as this engine. You know, this is designed to pull 80,000 pounds. It's a true truck engine in it. You know, I guess I'll stop with that, but if you have any questions at all, please give us a call and do your research on the Detroit website. You'll see this is just a phenomenal engine. You know, recently we just sold one of these to a customer that owns a trucking company with over 50 trucks, and this is the exact engine and transmission combination he chose for his own motorhome. So I'll go ahead and close with that on the engine. Thanks for listening. Or at least I hope you're still listening. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video tour of the outside of this Renegade Classic. As always, thanks for your time, and feel free to stop by anytime. Thank you.